is not only a fabulous local cosplayer from Detroit, but she also is a huge part of the Cosplaying While Black community. Please welcome Brittany, a.k.a. Queen of the Succubi. Yay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yay. It's so good to have you.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Well, we are honored to have you, for sure. We are recording on, not only recording this episode for release on the podcast, but we are broadcasting live on Facebook right now. So anybody who is watching via Facebook, feel free to shoot us a message, comment, question, or concern, and we will address it, except for the concerns. We really don't care about those.
No criticisms.
Don't ever talk to me or my son again.
Remember they would say that in school? Comments, concerns, criticism. Yeah, I want to criticize you on your teaching.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's when you get kicked out.
Yeah. Can confirm as a teacher. Yeah, you will get kicked out.
But nobody ever criticizes you, I'm sure.
I know.
Thanks. That's very sweet. Queenie.
Yes.
Madame. I'm trying to think of the first time that I met you. I think it was at Ready Player One.
Yeah, it was for the New Year's, what did I call it? New Year's.
A Night to Weeb member.
A Night to Weeb member.
Actually, I think I had been there before for the Halloween party.
Yeah, I was. Yep, I was there too for that. Their first cosplay night that they had, I went there and I actually went with my friend Anthony. And I dressed as Black Canary, and he did his Red Ranger. And then they were actually, it was weird because at Ready Player One, they were actually having the draft pick for the NFL. So, like, you had cosplayers, and then you had, like, guys on their laptops doing, like, NFL draft picks. And then from a friend that I knew previously, he told me that he knew the owners because he went to school with them. So I'm like, I got a connection. So I went to the owners, and that's when I, like, kind of pitched like a thing to them, like, hey, I'm from Detroit. I know a lot about cosplay and a community. Do you guys want to link up together and do parties and things? And that's kind of how I got involved with them there.
That's fabulous. I've really enjoyed the parties that I've been to there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been to 3. There was the Halloween one, and then there was a Night to Weeb member, which was very exclusive, as it turns out.
Yeah.
So there were only like 100?
Yeah, it was really weird because, like, at first, like, we weren't really selling a lot of tickets. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's my first party. A lot of people still, like, don't really know me as much, or maybe, like, people didn't want to do anything for New Year's. So, like, the night before, it was like, oh, we're at, like...
My straw. Sorry. The night before.
The night before, we were, like, I think, like, at maybe 35, 40 tickets. And I'm like, it'll still be fun, like a little hangout and thing. And then, like, 8 o'clock the next morning, they messaged me like, tickets are sold out. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean tickets are sold out? They're like, we sold every single ticket. I said, but we have 100 tickets and we were only at 40. Like, they're like, no, we're sold out. And then people were messaging me, messaging them. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I have no experience in this.
I would say you do it again this year, or they're selling like faster. People will know.
Yeah.
People were just thinking that they could just get tickets at the door. That's what it was. People didn't realize.
Yeah,
it was
like,
so
and it was really crazy. And then my friend May, like a lot of people know her. This is her page and things is Dis May. Like, I remember talking to her because she throws a lot of parties, and she did the party the year before. So like I asked her beforehand, like, hey, are you doing a party? Because I didn't want to step on her toes if she was. And she's like, no, go ahead. So, like, I was asking her for, like, advice. And then I remember I freaked out, like, May, I sold all the tickets out. I don't know what to do now. Like, I wasn't prepared for this. And, like, I was just like, I hope everyone has fun. Like, I was on a low budget with things and stuff like that. And with our DJ, I was just like, I hope he can play everything. He played everything that we asked for plus more. And, like, when we got feedbacks from the party, like, there was really no bad feedbacks at all, except for I wish we would have had more people be able to come. But I think 100 was a good amount, even though they can fit maybe like 200 in there.
Yeah.
But 100 was good for people to be able to slow dance. It wasn't like bumper to bumper with everyone. Like we had the champagne toast, and I'm like, no one's going to like this cheap champagne. Everyone loved it. And It was good, and then everyone said they really liked the hot chocolate and coffee that we gave, at the end of the night before people went home and stuff like that. So
it was a really nice, intimate event.
yeah.
And I would think, maybe, and there were people who bought tickets who presumably also didn't show up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely don't go like 200 next year, but maybe like 150 or something.
I think on next year, if I do it, like long as, no one else is, that I'm associated with does another party, I think I'll probably go to like maybe 140 and stuff, because I still want it to be that intimate and that comfortability for everyone like that, because, we got to have room for the DJ, people to sit and eat, people to dance. And that was my biggest thing is I'm like, okay, like, I don't think people are going to dance. And then, like, I specifically told the DJ, like, do not play group dances like the Casper Cha-Cha Slide and Cupid Shuffle. Yeah, right. Everyone was dancing. I was happy. I was like, keep playing the music. Like, it was really fun. And, like, a lot of people, like, they said they came alone. And, I really tried my best to walk around the party and introduce myself to everyone, make sure everyone was comfortable. And, like I said, I guess that's just the mom factor in me. But I just wanted to make sure everyone was happy, everyone was having a good time. If there was any kind of complaint, someone was feeling uncomfortable, if someone was too drunk, and we did have some people that were too drunk, hey, I'm calling you an Uber. I'm going to be the one to pay for it and stuff like that, like, I was just making sure everyone was okay. And then, like, for the people who were under 21, I really want to thank them because they did not disrespect me and, like, drink, or no one was sneaking them drinks and everything. And that was our biggest factor, having a 18-plus party, where we did. So everyone participated. Everyone was good. We had, like, no cops, no complaints, no one fall downstairs,
Right.
No one's cosplay got ripped or anything. Like, it was just good overall. So I was really happy.
Yeah, it was a really nice time.
I know. I liked your cosplay too.
Oh, thanks.
What were you?
I did a formal Pam.
Yeah.
With like a blue velvet dress.
Shocked.
In the biggest surprise of the century.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was because I was either going to do Luna or I was going to do Pam, but I had asked Sean what he wanted to do for his birthday, if he wanted to drink with Pam or Luna. And who are you going to want to drink with? Obviously Pam.
Was it his birthday?
His birthday was the 30th.
Yeah.
So
That's fun.
I like how you even had the picture where you're like,
with the middle finger showing the back. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was fun. No, it was a really lovely time. So thanks for talking about that. I really wanted to know more about your experience with RPO.
yeah.
So how did you get involved in cosplay in the first place?
Well, I've been, like, different my whole life, I guess. And I just kind of always liked watching anime and things. And actually, I didn't know what cosplay was until about 2014. I finally heard, someone came up to me and they're like, oh, you like, anime and stuff. Why didn't you go to Midwest Media Expo? And I'm like, Mid who? Like, what is that? They were like, oh, yeah, it was over the weekend. I'm like, man, I missed it. So then when Motor City Comic Con came out in 2015, that was my first time going to, a convention. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, people make their things. They're going to call me lame because, like, I went to Forever 21 and Hot Topic and, like, Party City and got some stuff. I did Zatanna from DC, as my first cosplay. And I was actually really shocked because a lot of people really liked my cosplay. They knew who I was. That's how I met a lot of new friends. And I think the thing that made me like it the most is I seen a little group of kids and they were all dressed up as the Justice League. And they were like, can we have your autograph? And I'm just so cute. I'm just like,
oh my God.
No.
That's so sweet.
I'm just like, no, I don't know what to do. They were like, but you're Zatanna and Zatanna's so cool. And I'm like, okay.
I'm sure.
That's so sweet.
For some reason, I envisioned you being like, no, but you had one of those like cheap magic wands that turn into flowers, and you just like flip it over.
I was like shocked because like I didn't know. Like I said, that was my first time going to a con, and like I didn't know anything, and I was just like, they just came up to me like they bum rushed me, and I'm just like, okay, kids, like I don't want your parents to think like something's good, like no, and they're just like, yeah, can we get your autograph? And this one little kid came up to me like, you're Zatanna, right? I'm like, I like where this is going, and then that's why I was like, I want to keep doing this. Like, more and more and more. And, like, I just love the feeling I got from it. Like, people are like, oh, your cosplay looks so good. And I'm like, thanks, I bought it. They said it doesn't matter. I'm like, are
It
you
does
sure?
matter.
I didn't make anything. I'm like, I did my makeup. That's the only thing. And
You know?
yeah. And they were
It's
just like,
still
it doesn't
you in the
matter.
costume.
Yeah, so that's what got me into it. And then my son, he was still too young at that point. So then the next year at Motor City Comic Con, I took him with me, and then our first cosplay together was Black Canary. And I had him do a Clark Kent, and I had his shirt open with the tie going out and the Superman shirt.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and
oh my goodness.
he had so much fun. I think he was only like 2 or 3 at that time. But then I just kept doing it ever since. You know, it makes him happy. It makes me happy. Like, I don't go out and party. I'm a mom, you know, and that's something that I can do with my son. So
Yeah.
it's very fun.
That's a really cool experience to have. And I mean, as someone who grew up with parents who still dressed up, like going to Renfest and everything, it was really encouraging for me to see that, like, it's not just for little kids to play dress up, quote unquote. So that's a really exciting. What other cosplays have you done with your son?
Oh my goodness. I think the most recent one we did was at LTUCon. I did Mario and he did Link, and then our friend Indigo did Princess Peach. So we kind of had like a little like Nintendo thing going on. We also did a Mario and Luigi one before. I think we did that at Shudocon. We've also done at YomaCon last year. We did Navi and Link. And I had a sign that said, "Hey, listen."
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
it was fun. Like, what else have we? Oh, we done Kakashi and Naruto. I know they're gonna get butchered. My son watches that show. Sorry, I don't watch Naruto, guys. I'm sorry. My son watches that. You
That's
know.
awesome, though.
What else? We've also done Overwatch. He did a McCree.
Yes.
And I did like a ballerina Reaper.
Nice.
Yeah, like, and we
Overwatch is
also,
my thing.
yeah, and we did like an Aladdin Gypsy cosplay before.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Now-
we do lots of things.
Now, how much does your son get the input on what you guys pick? How much is
Oh my
just you
God.
saying,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing?
The last few times we have cosplay, he's like, "Mom, you gotta be Kakashi and I'm gonna be Naruto." Like right now, he's like, "I want to be Mega Man and you gotta be Zero," and I'm like, "I don't know who's gonna make that for you, but okay." So now by YomaCon, I gotta figure out a way like who's gonna like help us make this phone cosplay and stuff because I don't know what to do. But like I'll ask him. I'll be like, Connor, what do you want to do? And one day he's like, I want to be, Batman. Then tomorrow he wants to be Mega Man. So by the time the con comes, and if everyone knows me, I'm very last minute. I make stuff the night before, and people are like, why are you so tired? I'm in, form. I'm okay. I stayed up all night making my cosplay. But he picks everything usually. And if it's something that's like, no, it's not going to happen, then like, I'll pick it. But now that he's older, he'll be 7 this year, so I let him pick whatever.
That's cute, though. I love little kid cosplays. I think it's the cutest thing. I've got a friend, Tiffany, and she just had a son, and she wants to bring him into, like, cosplay and stuff like that, and she was thinking about doing, like, Gamora and Baby Groot. I'm like, oh my god, you have to do that. Yeah, right.
I have a friend that did that. They had a 1-year-old or younger dressed him as Baby Groot for a con. It was adorable.
Oh my
love
goodness.
Oh, baby.
Put him in a little pot and walk him around.
That'd be the cutest thing.
A little pot.
You can easily convert one of those little kid carriers that put a
Yeah.
little phone in front of it so it looks like a pot. So you just have them sitting there in your chest.
And he's growing out
Yeah.
like this. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
precious.
Someone take up that idea.
Yeah. Do it.
Make sure you tag us in there.
We want to see. So let's talk about your experience with cosplaying while Black. So could you tell us about your experience with that community?
Well, I am a PLC, so I am Black. And, my stepmom and my mom is a Latina, so, like, I have the mix of both worlds, I guess you can say. My experience with the group is pretty much positive. You know, like, I try to make sure I incorporate myself in the group as much as possible. You know, all the groups, you know, all the POC cosplayers, you know, all the minority cosplayers, I always try to make sure I support them and things like that. And Cosplaying While Black, the panel part of it, it started with Indigo, you know, and she messaged me and 2 other people, like, hey, you guys, I want to do a panel. Well, she messaged other people, too, but we were kind of the only ones that were like, yeah, let's do it, and jumped on it with her. And I knew Indigo, you know, from previous things and stuff like that. So we did our first panel at Yoma, and it was a success. Like, for our first panel, we had all our seats filled, and we didn't think that was going to happen. Like, we had everybody in there. We had, you know, people that were white, people that were Asian, people that were black, you know, some Latinos, like, everything. And then, is it GSM?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had, like, the GSM community in there. You know, we had our plus size. So we had everything there that we touched base on. And people demanded, we're like, we want to see you again. We want to see you again. And so then that's when we just start applying to, like, more, you know, cons and things like that we can all be there at. And then we just kind of expand it from there. And, I mean, we have our page called Cosplaying While Black. So we have people join, you know, it for, you know, anything. So if they want inspiration, if they just want to, you know, shit post and things like that, don't do too much of that, though. Yeah. You know, we're all about positivity, you know, or if they have questions or they want to follow us and know, like, when we're going to do next events, you know, we definitely have that going.
And that's on Facebook, right?
Yep, that's on Facebook, Cosplaying While Black. You know, you will see the image of us, like, I think it's like,
being
it's Indigo, Trinity, and 2 other people on the thing right now. But it has all of us on there, you know, the cool girls.
Yeah. And then does Cosplaying While Black have an Instagram page?
No, we were thinking of that, but we said, like, we can just do it for Facebook, you know, for that part of the community, because then people can all, like, come in there and all really post and things. But other than that, we just tell people, you know, follow us directly on our own individual pages and things like that, because it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, that's
yeah. And then we also, I was a part of a Cosplaying While Black panel at ASIN over the weekend, you know, and that was like Chicago-based cosplayers. Her name is Cello. She actually asked me to be a part of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a part of it. So, you know, she's, you know, starting up her own thing for, like, that side over there, too, so.
Very cool. So is Cosplaying While Black, is that a Detroit-based community?
Ours is a Detroit-based community, but, like, you know, in the South, like over in Atlanta and things, they have their own, like, panel that they do and things like that. It's like how everyone's divided, like, you know, the West Coast has something.
So there's, like, branches.
Yeah, I don't know if the West Coast have anything, actually. Like,
now that you say
if you guys don't, we're taking over. The Detroit branch is taking over. Just to let you know, like, I catch flights, Spirit, okay? $80 flights with the carry-on.
The Motown invasion.
Literally, like, and then I know in Chicago, like I said, Cello, hers is Lusciously Wicked Cosplay. She's trying to, you know, start up something with that as well. But, you know, like, our Detroit base, like, hey, you guys, you can't take over that. That's us. We dominating that. But you guys can have Ohio. I'm sorry.
Nobody wants Ohio.
Speaking of Ohio.
You guys can have Ohio.
Speaking of Ohio, we have just, like, a few minutes before we need to start wrapping up. So we can't go into super detail,
right?
But would you care to touch on briefly some maybe bullet points of Colossal Con versus Cosplaying While Black?
Yeah.
Because that I saw that on the Michigan Cosplayers page, and it just kind of exploded.
Yeah. So they made us more popular. In general. Thank you, Colossal Con, for doing that. Basically, to touch base on what happened, Indigo, our founder, she submitted a panel, you know, submission for us to do our Cosplaying While Black, you know, panel there at Colossal Con, because as some people know, there's been a lot of things with minorities, with the photographers and just Colossal Con in general saying, you know, minorities don't get looked at, they don't get photographed, you know, photographers don't want to take pictures of some people who are black or darker skin, also of people who are plus size. So we really wanted to go there, having a member, someone in our group from each part of that. We have a plus size person in our Cosplaying While Black group, and she really touches base on that. Mm-hmm. And she's a photographer, so, she takes pictures of anybody and everybody, and she loves taking pictures of plus size people because they get ignored the most. So that's like one of her biggest things.
Can confirm.
That's actually something one of my friends said when they had like a Colossal Con video that somebody had posted. Mm-hmm. They were like, why are there no plus size people in this?
It's literally like that. And if you look at a lot of the videos like that people do, you don't really see any minorities in there at all. Like when I say minorities, I don't mean like the Asian. I mean people of color, people who have a darker pigment to their skin. You don't really see us in there. Like, you might see one, and that's like a world-famous popular one that everyone knows. That's cool and all, but support your other local cosplayers. There's other people there. So what happened with that was we had a panel the day before, not going into detail too much. We talked about, Colossal Con and how we were waiting on them. The next morning at 6 a.m., which was Easter, Colossal Con sent a email to Indigo denying our panel, just saying we're waitlisted. No other explanations or anything. So me being the mom and the more proactive one and the one who's the loud one, as I'm labeled as, which I love because that's okay. I like to enunciate my words.
You loud? You jest.
I don't think anybody in this room is loud.
What?
Yeah.
Continue.
So, I just went to Colossal's page and I'm just like, explain this bullshit. Like, do you guys not want us to talk about the issues that minorities face at your con, which you guys want to label as the biggest con, aka beach con and everything else, where there's so many people who get ignored with things? It's not just PLC people. It's people that are plus size, people with disabilities, even some of the GSM community, like, they don't get recognized and things. And that's literally what my thing said. And people were like, oh, you threatened them, because at the end of my post, I said, make sure you post this, because if you don't, I'll screenshot where I asked this to get posted, and show other people, this was denied. And this is the point that people keep forgetting. Colossal Con, they have to accept their posts before they get published to the page. And I also think people got on, Indigo and me about is, you messaged them on a holiday. They messaged us on a holiday first. So why can't we respond back to them? And Indigo's, her whole response, it was very professional, very sweet. She was just saying she was upset, she was hurt, as anybody would be if a Harry Potter, panel didn't get accepted or something. She was expressing how she felt. Me, I just wanted answers. Why you don't want us to talk about things? And the response that we got from it was just like, yeah, this is why I don't like Ohio. I'm sorry, I love some of you guys in Ohio, but it's just like, this is why I choose, we have this panel to express those things. And I think that thing, it only made us more powerful, because people are like, oh, you just ruined your chances of being accepted at other cons. Joke's on you. We've been getting invites like crazy to be at other cons and things. So this is why we do that, because of that post that I made and how it exploded and it went to other, avenues and such. This is exactly why we do Cosplaying Why Black. It's not just for us as minorities, but like I said, one of our biggest things is for people that are, plus size and stuff like that, because it's a learning experience for everyone. It's not just us saying that we dislike people who aren't minorities. We're expressing why we feel and why we are treated differently. It's literally a learning experience. It's not us downing people. Literally, learning experience. Just like when you're going to school, going to college, and you're learning things. Like, you sit there, you learn. If you don't like it, don't come back to it. But there you go.
It does seem like when that post was made, too, it started getting people to think about, well, why doesn't Colossal Con have more of these panels? And I think that was really valuable.
Yeah, and that was another thing, besides all the negatives, oh, you guys are being crybabies, blah, blah, blah. No, it got a lot of people thinking, oh, yeah, you guys don't have a panel like that. And they're like, oh, we do plenty of diversity panels. And I was just like,
Okay,
What?
name
But
one.
Yeah,
like, name
that's
them.
what was our thing. We were like, name one. And then we backtracked for a second, like, okay, maybe you guys already accepted a cosplaying while black panel and stuff like that. Then we are in the wrong, if that's the case. But if that's the case, let us know. That wasn't the case at all, because that's when they came back and said, you guys said, it was just for black people, which Indigo already confirmed. She already put her statement out there, and to everyone who supported her, like, thank you, because she really needed that, and we all really needed that, because that's not what it was for. I mean, we have so many people that come to our panel and they say they love it. I mean, we do games in there, My son comes there, so, I also talk about cosplaying and being a mom and, being one of the older people in the community doing this, So there's all different things. So it's like, how you guys hating and you can't even get in the club?
Even if you were like, this panel is going to have restrictions who can enter in it, there's other cons that do that.
Yeah.
Like C2E2, Marvel has panels all the time that if you're not a Marvel Plus member, you can't get into.
What?
Yeah, like, it's like there's all kinds of like panels, like other cons would be like, oh, this is a celebrity guest panel. They're like pre-buy tickets. You got to pre-register for these stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not like you'd be the first person ever to have a panel that was, you have to have certain requirements to get in.
Like
the whole
exclusive
situation.
to just a
like,
specific people.
Yeah,
and that wasn't
so
us.
dumb.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be valuable for your panel to have, like,
A
this is
restriction.
exclusively
Yeah.
for black people, but I think that if you said, we want to at least, like, screen you maybe to make sure that you're not going to, like, cause trouble type of deal.
Yeah.
Particularly in this
It's-
climate.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
It's still
and
like-
that'd be
that's-
okay,
It's
but...
still like, that's still a dumb reason to not
But
panel.
yeah, but
The
nobody's
whole-
ever gonna think that you're gonna actually exclude people from entering in a panel to teach you about, hey guys, sometimes the way that black people are treated in the cosplay community is a little bit unjust.
Yeah.
I don't
Sometimes a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Lately.
the biggest thing to me, it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like, we're not cosplaying white people. We're cosplaying people that are from Japan.
Yeah.
Like, so if anything, it's like, we're all in the wrong.
Yeah.
But, and the thing we talk about the most in our panel as well is we as minorities and black people, we hate for people to be like, you should cosplay Storm because, she's black, or why don't you do, Black Panther? Like, no, there's other things that we can do.
Yeah.
Like if I want to go and cosplay Zatanna, like I said, I can cosplay Zatanna.
Yeah.
Like I just did with our POC group in Chicago, we did a 7 Deadly Sin, group cosplay, and people loved it. I did Merlin. Like, I can do Merlin. I don't have to paint my skin white, and you don't have to paint your skin.
But my accuracy.
But the
But my
accuracy.
screen
Well,
accuracy.
let's talk about the fact
Fuck
that
your
I'm not
screen
accurate to any
accuracy.
of the characters that I cosplay.
But you're not accurate. And like that's another thing I started
bullshit.
doing with my cosplay. Like I'm black and I want to represent that. So like I start trying to incorporate more of my natural hair into it. Like I did that with my Merlin. And people, guess what? They knew I was still Merlin.
Crazy stuff.
Oh,
Can you believe that? They knew I was Merlin. They came up to me, oh my God, you're Lady Merlin. Let me get a picture of you.
that's awesome.
That's cool.
That's
Didn't
really
have
great.
the wig with the straight hair, had my little curly froze
Yeah.
and everything going on.
I love seeing people do
People knew
that.
who we were.
Like embracing like who you are in your cosplay, because like I don't think that cosplay anymore is like about accuracy, and I think that maybe like people used to focus on stuff like that, but so many of us have found a home in cosplay, and it doesn't matter that you're not accurate anymore. It matters that you bring out you in that character and what you love about that character, and still being true to yourself. Thank you.
I wish we had the ding bell, not like the crappy bell.
Is that a dingle? Oh, that's not a dingle.
I'm gonna go get a ding bell for the next episode.
Yay.
No, that's
Ding.
absolutely that hits the nail right on the head. It's more about your interpretation of the character. We need to start wrapping up, but a couple more questions.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to someone starting off in cosplay?
Actually, I made that post in ASIN, and someone had in the ASIN group, because I guess I got like a little known there because like I was just so out there, like, hey everybody, guess what, and stuff, and like really active in there.
I can see that.
And the number one question that people starting in cosplay, they say, how can I not, feel alone at a convention. And my biggest thing is, you know, try to make friends. Like, you know, if you are dressed in like some Dragon Ball Z, you know, cosplay, and you see other people dressed as Goku, go to them, oh my God, your Goku looks so awesome. Can we get a picture? Hey, what's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? What's your Twitter? What's your Tumblr? You know, all that other crazy social media stuff. You just got to try to talk to other people. And I know people can be shy, anxiety. You know, this is mental awareness month, and I really want to touch base on that because I have a mental illness too. You know, I have very bad depression and stuff like that. Now I'm starting to think I might be bipolar. I've been denying that for a while, but it might be an issue. And that's a lot of things with people at cons. And it's like, you know, be confident in your cosplay, love what you're doing, you know, and if people want to pick at you or say you're not cool, they're not cool. You don't have to be friends with everyone. Not everyone's going to like you. But the best thing I can say is be happy with what you're doing. And as long as you're happy in it, that's all that matters. You know, if you want to make more friends, like I said, go up to people and say, hey, I like your cosplay, you know, converse with them. Or go to panels, you know, sit there with panels and talk with other people and stuff like that, you know, and find people with like interests because you never know. And like I tell people, if you see me, come up to me because I'm like that extrovert. Like, I'm mom. I'm literally everyone's mom. Like, I seen people on the Facebook, on the podcast, you know, that were streaming like, hi, children. I'll take you under my wing. If you don't have a mom, I'll be your mom. I won't pay your rent. But
that's what I need.
I'll make you tacos. You guys know I'm the taco queen.
Okay,
That's
maybe
awesome.
I need that too.
See, there you go. Oh, and if you don't know how to build anything, who cares? I use a hot glue for everything.
Yeah, I just saw on your Instagram the the hot glue gun. Is this a sewing machine?
It's a sewing
It
machine.
is.
I don't
It
care
is.
what anyone
It's
says.
true.
Like, if you look at any of my cosplays, swear. Everything is made out of a hot glue gun.
Yeah.
I don't own a sewing machine, not trying to get a sewing machine. I don't have time to sew. Hot glue everything. Like, it doesn't matter how you made your cosplay, if you bought it or what. Just enjoy what you do because you can grow skills. You know, they have tutorials and everything like that online. And when you start following more people and getting inspired by more people, you can get inspired yourself and inspire others. It's like a ball that keeps like
Yep, exactly.
tumbling.
Exactly.
Just have fun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's all it is. The FUN song, wasn't that with SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Yes.
The fun.
Oh.
Just have fun, guys. I'm your
Just
mom.
have
If you
fun.
need someone to kick your butt, like their butts because they're picking on you, hey. I'm 5'1", but
Thanks,
She can still slap up.
I
My
use
mom always
belts. I whoop.
Well, you heard it here first. Final question, and we ask this of every cosplayer.
Okay.
Will is going to ask this one for you.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so when you're in full cosplay, your most like a rabbit costume you have.
Your most elaborate,
Yes.
obtrusive cosplay.
Oh, my goodness.
Think about it.
How do you pee?
Wait, what's you pee?
How do you pee?
How do I pee? Oh, my God. Like, I hope everybody... Alicia, Celeste, I hope you guys are watching this right now because that happened at ASIN over the weekend. I did my Queen of the Succubi, like my signature cosplay, and like I had like this leotard thong on with like, yeah, can you show everyone that? Yeah, I had fishnets underneath
girl.
with a leotard thong, and I'm like, dude, guys, I didn't think about how I was gonna pee. So like, I remember I was going to get a cup of water when we first got there, and Alicia's like slapping it out of my hand. You don't get nothing to drink. I was just like, what am I gonna do?
Honestly, that's me at cons. Like, you know, it's such a pain in my butt to like put ash back on at this point
Oh
when
my
I have to
gosh.
pee. I just don't drink at cons anymore.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I'm thirsty. Who cares? Be in cosplay.
That's why God created cough drops.
Literally,
Yeah.
like I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, like what if I like move this over here and I like cut the fishnets in the middle, like, and like, what if I pee in a cup? I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna bring a catheter with me for now.
Sometimes you think about it, you know, because I was thinking that too, because my friend Sean is trying to make like a full like suit of armor cosplay type of thing. He's gonna do Bob from Overwatch.
Oh my
Eventually, it
gosh.
might take him a while, but eventually it'll happen.
Do it. We're waiting to see it.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like, I'm not only gonna have to be his handler, but like, that guy's gonna have such a hard time peeing. Like, I think once he has to pee, the day's over.
Oh my gosh.
Because you're gonna have to take that whole thing off, and that's it. And it's like, you might just have to get a catheter, buddy.
I think that's why I fear of doing like a phone cosplay, because I'm just like, dude, like it takes you an hour to put it on. How am I gonna get it off? Like if I did a phone cosplay, I'm not even lying. I'm wearing a diaper. Like if I have to pee, hey, I'm putting a diaper on.
You know what?
It depends.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
That's what race car drivers do. They put diapers on. Like when they're that's what they do. If they have to pee, or anything, they wear those diaper things because think about it, they're going around for like hours on those laps.
That sounds awful. Yeah, I never thought about it because I don't sit around thinking how people pee, unlike some people.
That's what I do. I have those nights where I'm sitting up doing stuff like that. Like,
we're required by our network to ask this question.
Is that you?
Yep, Bob always asks this question.
Oh, okay.
So we do have to wrap up, but it was really lovely having you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on, and we
you
hope to have you
guys.
again soon.
Yes.
Hopefully for a in a video episode at our video studio for a makeup tutorial, maybe.
Ooh.
That would be fun. So we can talk about that later. But would you go ahead and tell us where we can find you on the internet?
Queen of the Succubi. QUEEN
Of the
OFTHESUCCUBI.
Hey.
And it's
Spelling is fun.
I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I used to have that other little thing that was going around for a little bit.
Vero?
Yeah, I had that for like a hot second, and then it was just like,
Remember the Vero panic where everybody was just like, everybody get off Instagram
Remember
now.
how at C2E2 they're still trying to plug Vero.
Were they?
Yeah, they still are. There's some cosplayers who are
see
still
that.
really trying to plug it, which is fine. If it works for you, great.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
So,
didn't
but-
do
that sounds
anything.
terrible
Oh,
to me.
and one thing, please follow my son. His name is Connor Rules on Instagram. So it's KHANNOR RULES. He will be so happy. Like,
I'll go follow him.
yeah, like, Connor, he has ADHD and he...
Me too.
Yeah, and he has Asperger's, so, like, cosplaying is really something for him. Like, he games, he cosplays, like, he wants to stream, but I'm too poor for all that, so...
Same.
Like, currently, his game he's playing right now, which is old, is Little Dragon Cafe.
Okay.
Like, he loves that game. And then he's beating Mega Man 6 so he can get Mega Man 7. So, like... Or if you're watching me, like, on, like, Xbox, my name is Queen Succubi. If someone's playing Overwatch, that's Connor. It's not me. He's the one killing you guys, not me.
But if you say anything threatening or inappropriate, it will be her.
Yeah.
And she will find you.
Oh, yeah.
Matchstick, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram because I basically don't use any of my other social media platforms.
Hey.
I made a Twitter actually, so I could like tweet my thoughts about like 1 a.m. grilled cheese and whatnot. But like that, I don't really use my Twitter for anything other than to like stalk a couple like cosplayers that I found on there so far. But
Fair.
I'm a good stalker.
okay, yeah,
I love
yeah,
stalking
same.
people.
Honestly, like
Sorry,
I
it's
love
true.
it. No, I'm good.
I'm a
with that.
succubus, so I gotta find out people to stalk. So
Yo, same.
true.
I got called a succubus in a very bad way at one point in my life, and now I've embraced that term. Yes, I'm a succubus.
Good.
I'm the queen of the succubi. Welcome, my
Mama.
All right, Will, where can we find you?
You currently cannot find me on Facebook. I am currently in a feud with Facebook.
Oh, no.
I don't think Facebook realizes we're in a feud, but they demand I change my name, and I said, I demand not to change my name. So.
How can they not tell you to change your name? Like, that's not a real name. Like, what if my name really is Queen? Like,
Yeah.
my mom wanted to name me that.
It's exactly what they're saying. So I think I'm actually going to return back to my Twitter. No joke. This has been my Twitter handle for the past year. I am at suckerbitches _ because I was watching the Sabrina show.
This is Kiki's I'm done face. Which I have a meme to show you later.
Okay.
So, but that's my. You can find me on Twitter at that, and you can also find me on Instagram at Willow's Pizza.
Yep.
I love
Sure can.
tacos. Pizza tacos.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at Real Kiki Elise. Now that I can get on Instagram again.
Yeah.
Because I got a new phone. And you can find Cosplay Confidential on Instagram at Cosplay Confidential, Facebook, Cosplay Confidential Podcast, where we are currently live streaming, where we're going to wrap that up in just a minute. And you can hear us on the Podcast Detroit Network on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, anywhere fine podcasts are heard. So once again, from Cosplay Confidential, I'm Kiki.
I'm
Somebody-
Maxter.
Oh,
What are you?
I'm happy.
Okay. I'm so glad.
I'm Will.
I'm Queenie.
Keep creating, inspiring, and sharing the love.